hear, my mad wenches?
No.
What then do you see?
Aye, our way to be gone.
You are too hard for me.
Warble, child, make passionate my sense of hearing.
Love, love, nothing but love still more. For oh, love's bow shoots buck and down. The shaft confounds, enough that it wounds, but tickles still the sore. These lovers cry, oh, oh, they die at that which seems the wound to kill. Doth turn, oh, how to, hey, thus dying love lives still. Oh, oh, but hey. Oh, cries up for hey,
Sweet Anne, go, tenderness of years, take this key, give enlargement to the swain, bring him festinately hither. I must employ him in a letter to my love. The way is but short away.
as swift as lead, sir.
The meaning pretty ingenious. Is not lead a metal heavy, dull, and slow?
By no means, master, or rather, master, no.
I say lead is slow.
You are too swift, sir, to say so. Is that lead slow, which is fired from a gun?
Sweet smoke of rhetoric. He reputes me a cannon, and the bullet that's he, I shoot thee at the swain.
Stop then, and I flee.
Oh, a most acute juvenile, voluble and free of grace. By thy favor, sweet welkin, I must sigh in thy face. Ah. Oh, most rude melancholy, valor gives thee place. Oh, my heaven is returning.
Master, there's a casket broken in the shin.
Some enigma, some riddle. Come, thy rhyme begin.
I say there's a casket broken in the shin.
Tell me, how was there a custard broken in the shin?
I will tell you sensibly.
Thou hast no feeling of it, moth. I will speak that rhyme. I custard running out that was safely within, fell over the threshold and broke my shin.
We will talk no more of this matter.
Shall there be more matter in the shin?
Sir Custard, I will enfranchise thee.
Marry me to one Francis?
By my sweet soul, I mean, in freedoming thy person, giving thee thy liberty, thou wert immured, restrained, captivated, bound.
True, true, and now you'll be my purgation and let me loose.
I give thee thy liberty, set thee from durance, and in lieu thereof, impose on thee nothing but this. Bear this significant, to the country-maid Jaconetta, there is remuneration, for the best ward of mine honor is rewarding my dependents. Moth, follow.
Like the sequel, Signor Custard. Adieu.
Now when I look to his remuneration. Remuneration. That is the Latin word for 3 farthings. Remuneration. What is the price of this inkle? 1 penny. No, I'll give you a remuneration. White carries it. It is a fairer name than French crown. I will never buy and sell out of this word.
My good knave Costard, exceedingly well met.
Pray you, sir, how much carnation ribbon may a man buy for a remuneration?
What is a remuneration?
Marry, sir, halfpenny farthing.
Oh, why then 3 farthing worth of silk?
I thank your worship. God be with you.
A stay slave. I must employ thee as thou wilt win my favor. Good my knave, do one thing for me, I shall entreat.
When would you have it done, sir?
This afternoon.
Well, I will do it. Fare you well.
Thou knowest not what it is.
I shall know, sir, when I have done it.
Why, villain, thou must know first.
I will come to your worship tomorrow morning.
It must be done this afternoon. Hark, slave, it is but this. The princess comes to hunt here in the park, and in her train there is a gentle lady. When tongues speak sweetly, then they name her name, and Rosaline they call her. Rosaline. Ask for her, and to her white hand see thou do commend this sealed up counsel. Oh, there's thy guerdon. Go!
Garden. Oh, sweet garden. Better than remuneration. 11 bits farthing better. Oh, sweet God. I will do it, sir, in print. Garden. Remuneration.
And I, forsooth, in love, I that have been love's whip, a very beadle to a humorous sigh, a critic, nay, a night watch constable, a domineering pedant o'er the boy. This senior, junior, giant, dwarf, damn Cupid, regent of love rhymes, lord of folded arms, anointed sovereign of sighs and groans, king of codpieces. Oh, my little heart, and I to be a corporal of his feet. What? I love? I sue? I seek a wife? A woman that is like a German clock, still a-repairing, ever out of frame, and never going aright. Being a watch, but being watched that it may still go right. Nay, to be perjured, which is worst of all, and among 3 to love the worst of all. A whitely wanton with a velvet brow, with 2 pitch balls stuck in her face for eyes, and I to sigh for her, to watch for her, to pray for her. Go to. It is a plague that Cupid will impose for my neglect of his almighty, dreadful little might. Well, I will love. Right. Sigh, pray, sue, and groan. Some men must love my lady, and some Joan.
Was that the king that spurred his horse so hard against the steep uprising of the hill?
I know not, but I think it was not he.
Whoever was showed a mounting mind.
Well, ladies, today we shall have our dispatch. On Saturday we shall return to France. Then, Boyette, my friend, where is the bush
bush that we must stand and play the murderer in.
Hereby, upon the edge of yonder coppice, a stand where you may make the fairest shoot.
Welcome the flintlock. Now mercy goes to kill, and shooting well is then accounted ill. Thus will I save my credit in the shoot, not wounding. Pity would not let me do it. If wounding, then it was to show my skill that more for praise than purpose meant to kill. And out of question, so it is sometimes, glory grows guilty of detested crimes, when for fame's sake, for praise, an outward part, we bend to that, the working of the heart. As I for praise alone now seek to spill the poor dear's blood, that my heart means no ill.
Here comes a member of the Commonwealth.
God dig him dinner. Pray. Pray you, which is the head lady?
Thou shalt know her, fellow, by the rest that have no heads.
Which is the greatest, the highest?
The thickest and the tallest.
The thickest and the tallest. It is so, truth is truth. If my waist mistress were as slender as your wit, one of these maids' girdles for my waist should be fit.
What's your will, sir? What's your will?
I have a letter. I have a letter from Monsieur Biron to one lady Rosaline.
Oh, thy letter. He's a good friend of mine. Stand aside, good bearer, boy, if you can carve. Break up this caper.
I am bound to serve. Well, this letter is mistook. It imported none here. It is writ to Jacanetta.
We will read it, I swear. Break the neck of the wax, and everyone give ear.
By heaven, that thou art fair is most infallible. True that thou art beauteous. Truth itself that thou art lovely. More fairer than fair, beautiful than beauteous, truer than truth itself. Have commiseration on thy heroical vessel. The most magnanimous and illustrious king, Cophetua, set eye upon the pernicious and indubitable beggar, Zenelephon, and he it was that might rightly say, Vini, vidi, vice, which, to anathemize in the vulgar, videlicet he came, saw, and overcame. He came one, saw two, overcame three. Who came? The king. Why did he come? To see. Why did he see? To overcome. To whom came he? To the beggar. What saw he? The beggar. Whom overcame he? The beggar. The conclusion is victory. On whose side?
The beggar.
The king's. The captive is enriched. On whose side? The beggar's. The catastrophes are nuptial. On whose side? The king's. No. On one in both, or both in one. I am the king, for so stands the comparison. Thou, the beggar, for so witnesseth thy lowliness. Shall I command thy love? I may. Shall I enforce thy love? I could. Shall I entreat thy love? I will. What shalt thou exchange for rags? Those for titles for thyself, me.
Thus expecting thy reply, I profane my lips on thy foot, my eyes on thy picture, and my heart on thy every part. Thine in dearest design of industry, Don Adriano de Amado.
Oh, what plume of feathers is he that indited this letter?
What vein, what weathercock. Did you ever hear better?
This Armado is a Spaniard that keeps it in court, a phantasm, a Monaco, and one that makes sport with a prince and his bookmates.
Thou fellow, a word.
I told you, my lord.
To whom shouldst thou give it?
From my lord to my lady.
From which lord to which lady?
From my lord Biron, a good master of mine, to the lady of France she called Rosaline.
Thou hast mistaken his letter. Here, sweet, put up this, will be thine another day.
Who is the suitor? Who is the suitor?
Who is the shooter? Why, she that bears the flintlock, finely put off.
My lady goes to kill horse, but if thou marry, hang me by the neck of horn, that ye miscarry finely put on.
Very well, then. I am the suitor.
Oh, and who is your dear?
If we choose by the horns, yourself come not near, finely put on.
You still wrangle with her, boy, yet, and she strikes the brow.
But she herself is hit lower. I hit
Thou canst not hit it, hit it, hit it. Thou canst not hit it, my good man.
And I cannot, and I cannot another
By my soul, a swain, a most simple clown. Lord, how the ladies and I have put him down. Oh, my troth, most sweet jest, most incarnate vulgar wit. When it comes so smoothly on, so obscenely as it were, so fit.
A very reverend sport, truly, and done in the testimony of a good conscience.
The day was, as you know, sanguis in blood. Wright was the poem author who now hangeth like a jewel in the ear of Chelor. The sky, the welkin, the heaven, and anon falleth like a crab on the face of terror. The soil, the land, the earth.
But truly, Master Holofernes, the epithets are sweetly varied, like a scholar in the least. But, sir, I assure you 'twas a buck of the first head.
Oh, Sir Nathaniel, Port Credo.
'Twas not an old grey doe, 'twas a pricket.
Most barbarous intimation, yet a kind of insinuation, as it were, in via, in way of explication, a facere, as it were, replication, or rather ostentare, to show, as it were, his inclination after his undressed, unpolished, uneducated, unpruned, untrained, or rather unlettered, or ratherest unconfirmed fashion, to insert again my hood clado for a deer?
I said the deer was not an old grey doe, 'twas a pricket.
Why, sod simplicity, biscactus! Oh, thou monster ignorance, how deformed dost thou look.
Sir, he hath never fed of the dainties that are bred in a book, where he hath not eat paper, as it were. He hath not drunk ink, why his intellect is not replenished, why he's only an animal, only sensible in the duller parts. But, oh nay, bene, say I.
Che finit bene.
You two are bookmen. Can you tell me, by your wit, what was a month old at Cain's birth that's not 5 weeks old as yet?
Dictina Goodmandal. Dictina Goodmandal.
What is Dictina?
A title to Phoebe, to Luna, to the moon.
The moon was a month old when Adam was no more, and wrought not to 5 weeks when he came to 50. The illusion holds in the exchange.
'Tis true indeed. The collusion holds in the exchange.
God comfort thy capacity. I said the illusion holds in the exchange.
And I say the pollution holds in the exchange, for the moon is never but a month old, and I say beside that 'twas a pricket that the princess killed.
Sir Nathaniel, will you hear an extemporal epitaph on the death of the deer, and to humor the ignorant, call the deer the princess killed a pricket?
Perge, good Master Hall of Fairness, perge, so it shall please you to abrogate scurrility. Sir, I praise the Lord for you, and so may my parishioners, for their sons are well tutored by you, and their daughters profit very greatly under you. You are a great member of the Commonwealth.
Maherclay, if their sons be ingenious, they shall want no instruction. Most barbarous intimation, yet a kind of insinuation, as it were, in via, in way of explication, a facere, as it were, replication, or rather ostentare, to show, as it were, his inclination after his undressed, unpolished, uneducated, unpruned, untrained, or rather unlettered, or ratherest unconfirmed fashion, to insert again my hood cradle for a deer?
I said the deer was not an old gray doe, 'twas a pricket.
Why, sod simplicity, biscoxus! O thou monster ignorance, how deformed dost thou look.
Sir, he hath never fed the dainties that are bred in a book, where he hath not eat paper, as it were. He hath not drunk ink. Why, his intellect is not replenished. Why, he's only an animal, only sensible in the better parts. But, oh, me, bene, say I.
Che finit bene.
You two are bookmen. Can you tell me by your wit what was a month old at Cain's birth that's not 5 weeks old as yet?
Dictina Goodmandal. Dictina Goodmandal.
What is Dictina?
A title to Phoebe, to Luna, to the moon.
The moon was a month old when Adam was no more, and wrought not to 5 weeks when he came to 50. The illusion holds in the exchange.
'Tis true indeed. The collusion holds in the exchange.
God comfort thy capacity. I said the illusion holds in the exchange.
And I say the pollution holds in the exchange, for the moon is never but a month old, and I say beside that 'twas a pricket that the princess killed.
Sir Nathaniel, will you hear an extemporal epitaph on the death of the deer, and to humor the ignorant, call the deer the princess killed a pricket?
Perge, good Master Hall of Fairness, perge, so it shall please you to abrogate scurrility. Sir, I praise the Lord for you, and so may my parishioners, for their sons are well tutored by you, and their daughters profit very greatly under you. You are a great member of the Commonwealth.
Maherclay, if their sons be ingenious, they shall want no instruction. If their daughters be capable, I will put it to them.
Good morrow, Master Schoolmaster.
Vide sepit qui pago loquitor. The soul feminine saluteth us.
God give you good morrow, Master Person. Good Master Person, be so kind as to read me this letter. It was given me by Coster and sent me from Don Amato. I beseech you read it.
Fauste precordialida, quando pecasonne, sabumbra, ruminant, and so forth. I may speak of thee as a traveler does speak of Venice. Venecia, Venecia, che non de vede non de precia. Who understandeth thee not, loves thee not. Under pardon, sir, what are the contents? Or as Horace says, what, my soul verses?
Aye, sir, and very learned.
Well, let me hear a staff. A stanza, a verse. Lege Domine.
If love make me forsworn, how shall I swear to love? Another faith could hold, if not to beauty vowed. Though to myself forsworn, to thee I'll faithful prove. Those thoughts to me were oaks, to thee like osiers bowed. Studies by his leaves, and makes his book thine eyes, where all those pleasures live that art would comprehend. If knowledge be the mark, to know thee shall suffice. Well learned is the tongue that well can thee command.
Fight not the apostrophist and so miss the accent. Let me supervise the canzonet. Here are only numbers ratified, but for the elegancy, facility, and golden cadence of poesy, carrot. The Damosel of Virgin, was this directed to you?
Hi, sir.
I will overglance the superscript. To the snow-white hand of the most beauteous lady, Rosaline? I will look again on the intellect of the letter to find the nomination of the party writing unto the person written unto. Your ladyship's in all desired employment. Barone. Sir Nathaniel, this Barone is one of the votaries of the king, and here he hath framed a letter to a sequent of a stranger queens, which by accident or by way of progression hath miscarried. Trip and go, my sweet, deliver this paper unto the royal hand of the king. It may concern much. Stay not thy compliment, I forgive thy duty. Adieu.
Good Costard, go with me. Sir! God save your life.
Sir, you have done this in the fear of God, very religiously. And as a certain father said...
Sir, tell me not of the father, but to return to the verses. Did they please you, Sir Nathaniel?
Marvelous well for the pen.
I do dine today at the father's of a certain pupil of mine, where, if before repast it shall please you to gratify the table with the grace, I will, on the privilege I have with the parents aforesaid child or pupil, undertake your bienvenuto, where I will prove those verses to be very unlearned, neither savoring of poetry, wit, nor invention. I beseech your society.
And thank you, too, for society, saith the text, is the happiness of life.
Ah, sir, I do invite you too. Now you shall not say me nay. Paco verba! Away. The gentles are at their game, and we will to our recreation.
The king, he is a-hunting the deer. I am coursing myself. They have pitched a toil. I am toiling in a pitch. Pitch that defiles. Defile. A foul word. Well, sit thee down, sorrow, so the fool said, and so say I, and I am the fool. Well-proved wit. By heaven, I do love, and it hath taught me to rhyme, and to be melancholy. Here is part of my rhyme, and here my melancholy. Well, she hath one of my sonnets already. The clown bore it, the fool sent it, and the lady hath it. Sweet clown, sweeter fool, sweetest lady. By the world, I would not care a pin if the other three were in. Here comes one with the paper. God give him a grace to groan.
Ay me.
Shot by heaven, proceed, sweet Cupid. Thou hast thumped him with thy bird bolt under the left pack.
So sweet a kiss the golden sun gives not to those fresh morning drops upon the rose, as thy eye beams when their fresh rays have smote the night of dew that on my cheeks down flows, that on my cheeks down flows. No drop, but as a coach doth carry thee, so ridest thou triumphing in my woe. Do but behold the tears that swell in me, and they thy glory through my grief will show. But do not love thyself. Then thou wilt keep my tears for glasses and still make me weep. O queen of queens, how far dost thou excel? No thought can think, nor tongue of mortal tell. Oh, how shall she know my griefs? I'll drop the paper. Sweet leaves shade folly. Oh. But who is he comes here? What, Longueville? And reading?
Now in thy likeness one more fool appear.
I am forsworn. Love, I hope, sweet fellowship and shame.
One drunkard loves another of the name.
Am I the first that have been perjured so?
I could put thee in comfort, not by two that I know.